Hi everyone, my name is Rain, and today I will be talking about influencer collaborations. And I've been getting so many requests about this. I like to consider myself very open about my collaborations that I take and how I am making money off of them. I will say that I do also still take some gifted collaborations, but I usually don't post them as much. And obviously in the beginning, like last year, I was taking a lot of gifted collaborations, and I actually started taking my first paid collaborations back in November of 2024. So I just want to share some of my tips and my tricks of what I've found works, and something that I am also very different about is I only have like 3,700 followers on all my platforms combined, which is not very much. I do bring in a decent amount of money as well from paid collaborations, so I just wanted to sit down and kind of talk to you guys as somebody that is a little bit smaller of an influencer and hopefully help somebody out with some of my tips that I have. So, number one that I have is to look at your feed as a billboard. I saw it on Threads a while ago. Looking at your feed as a billboard has completely changed my perspective. I now look at my own feed and I think of myself as who would I like to have paid collaborations with. I want those paid collaborations to look at my feed and say, wow, I can envision my product on their feed. And by doing this, you are essentially manifesting these brands to come to you and potentially work together. If this is something that you want to take seriously and you do want to have a full-time, part-time income or any kind of passive income off of this, I would highly recommend just trying to make yourself more sellable. And by showing brands that, hey, what I have to offer you can fit super well with your products. And for an example, we can use Sony. And if you look at Sony's products and you say, oh, wow, those headphones are really neat. Someone that could possibly go to the gym, be a fitness influencer, or somebody that is technology, or somebody that is, they are more likely to be reached out by Sony than someone that is, I don't know, a cat influencer or a book influencer. So just remember that your niche and what you are trying to push to your audience, sometimes you will not be able to work with brands that you wish you could work with. However, there's always the opportunity to pitch yourself to them. Not saying that they're going to say yes, but if that is something that you have as a goal, then why not? And my second step that I have is to make a media kit. And I created a free one off of Beacons AI. It's a super cool link in your bio website. They have so much. I would highly recommend them. Not sponsored at all, but I use Beacons for everything. I share free wallpapers every month. I have my Etsy store linked in there. I have all my links to my Amazon, Instagram, TikTok, everything listed in there. And all the way at the bottom is I have a media kit. And this media kit was super cool. It was free to create. And all it does is just pull analytics from your Instagram, your TikTok, and you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and every day or every week, I don't know when it resets, but it'll pull your analytics and then put a real-time view for people to look at. And I don't know how well it works. I have never had a brand reach out to me from my media kit. However, I always include my media kit in my email, so I'll have my Instagram, my TikTok, and then my media kit when I am messaging back brands for collaboration, so they can just see a little bit more about me, make sure that I'm someone that they want to be partnering with. All right, and then moving on to number 3, something that I hope I shouldn't have to be telling you guys to do this, but I've come from both sides. I have come from the manager that reaches out to affiliates, and then I am also now an influencer that is talking with the person that I used to be. So I hope I don't have to see this, but I would just be respectful as possible. Develop a relationship with these brands, develop a relationship with these people that are social media managers, affiliate partners, whoever you're speaking to. It is super important to remember that even though if these people are not offering you what you are worth, it's technically not their fault. A lot of the times it is upper management or someone that is higher up than them that is telling them, hey, try to get this influence for blah, blah, blah. It is not their fault. I see a lot of threads about people being super mean to these people and it really breaks my heart because I really try to create such a good relationship with the brands. And especially if, someone sends me an email and they are asking a little bit too much, or they're not meeting my budget requirements, or they're negotiating with me, I always still try to be positive and friendly and respectful, just because you don't really know what's going on the other side. And as someone that was on the other side, I can tell you I was not the one that was making up these agreements, these contracts, these payment forms. I mean, all I did was just kind of reiterate what I was being told to these influencers. I just highly recommend just being super respectful. Don't send, negative emails back and threaten them, or just be mean. I think that kindness just goes a long way. And I mean, just by simply asking questions too. I've had brands reach out to me and say, yeah, we don't have any room for a budget, after I've asked them if they have a budget. And I came back with a very respectful answer. I just said, right now I'm only taking paid collaborations because I want to put as much effort in as possible. I want to give you the results that you need. I want to give you this advertisement that I will be creating for you a chance to bring in more revenue, hopefully. And I can't tell you how many times they've reached back and said, hey, what's your quote? Let's just see. What is your quote? I mean, I've reached out with my quote, and I've been negotiating with my quote, obviously. But know your worth. Know that you still need to get paid at the end of the day. Don't negotiate your worth. If you negotiate your value, you are just setting yourself up for failure. You have to be true to yourself. You have to know what you bring to the table, and just stick with it. Don't be scared. Trust me, brands, if they want to work with you, they will work with you. And if they don't, and if they're negotiating and they continuously negotiate, it's probably not worth it. Just run down quickly what I do. So when brands reach out to me, typically I'll just follow back with a series of questions. I will always ask, is there a partnership budget? What would you like me to create, like a reel, TikTok, Instagram? What are you thinking? Once they follow up, obviously, then I will, reply to them. And if they want to go forward, I will always send over a contract agreement. And it typically just looks like an invoice, but I never call it an invoice. I always call it like an agreement or some kind of like casual name. But on this casual document that we have, I will always list out the invoice price. So I will have a line that says payment, and then I will also have one that has payment with fee. And this fee is associated with PayPal. A lot of these brands are transferring money from China or, Thailand, other countries, not in the United States where I am residing in. So I will always include these fees because these fees are like 4%. 4%, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but 4% on $100 is $4. So I always include the fees, and I always ask them, and I make sure that they're, sending either from the United States or another country. And then what else is in this contract is I will always include what I'm doing for them and then what they are going to be doing. So I will say in the contract, like, payment will be delivered into PayPal address within 7 days of the picture, reel, whatever going live on my Instagram. Or if I'm sending over like pictures, if someone wants royalty-free pictures, I will say send over the pictures after the invoice has been delivered. And this just helps keep everything streamlined and, making sure that we're both doing exactly what we need to be doing. Number 4, we can wrap things up a little bit. The biggest piece of advice as well is just be authentic. I mean, don't take paid collaborations just because they're paid. Make sure you and your values align with the product. And I've received products before that, like, I don't want to share this with my audience. I don't want to share this product to my trusted followers and my friends and people I care about. I mean, it's just make sure you know when to not share. And it's hard because the money is a cool and important aspect of everything. But at the end of the day, that will be your downfall. And if you are creating content for this money, you're just never going to get anywhere. I mean, you're not going to have a loyal fan base. Everyone's going to know you're a fraud. Everyone knows when you post something for a collaboration, like, we just know that you're obviously getting paid for it. I mean, there's no way that you're promoting that. I wouldn't say it bothers me personally because I know, I get it. I get paid for stuff as well, but I just want you guys to realize that you don't have to take things just because they're paid. I want you to also feel something for the brand and have a motivation behind your content creation, if that makes sense. I think that that's all I have. I can make a part 2 if you guys want me to, or if you have any more questions. But I feel like I kind of hit the main points. I just wanted to sit down briefly and kind of discuss just how I'm able to achieve this. It seems a little far-fetched, honestly, to have this low of followers, and I'm not going to discuss, obviously, how much I've been paid, so please don't ask me that. I'd rather not disclose any of that information for the brand's sake, and then as well for my sake as well. I have been making good money, I would say, with paid collaborations. At the end of the day, I just love creating content. I love being able to help people, honestly. I like being able to sit down and make these videos as well. I like being able to talk about it, and I love when people just reach out to me and ask me questions about like anything. I mean, it makes me feel super good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. So I enjoy doing these. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to let me know down below. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.